I got back from TIFF, or the Toronto International Film Festival, just a couple of days ago, and I have the pictures to prove it. But better yet, I have the Letterboxd reviews to prove that I was there, and I saw 25 movies in 6 days. Well, really 24 movies in 6 days, because one of them was a screener that I got before that I went to the festival, but it's still 25. It still counts. I swear, it still counts. So I saw 25 movies in 6 days. Here's everything that I saw at TIFF, and I'm going to rank them because it's the rules, and I have to do that. Now, some of these movies are big movies that are coming out later this year. Some of these movies were world premieres. Some of them were just North American premieres. Some of these movies are very small movies with no distribution in the US or Canada or elsewhere and might never be seen again.
That's over now! They stole it from me, Carmine! They took it!
So it's an entire collection of all sorts of films. Some I liked much more than others. Number 25, Steal Away. This is pretty much the only movie that I actively disliked at the festival. I thought it was just really poor all the way around. It's pretty much a fantasy version of a young adult story that circles ideas of sexual and cultural oppression and regression and awakenings. I think there are some good ideas in that, but the movie does not execute on those ideas for me whatsoever. Number 24, The Coral. Do you remember when Ralph Fiennes was nominated for Best Actor for Conclave? That was cool. That was cool because The Coral is not cool. It's not good either. Ralph Fiennes is fine, of course, because he's a great actor, but this is like the most basic World War I story you could ever put on screen that by the end of the movie is rather incoherent, honestly, and kind of bored me to tears. It's not ideal. Number 23, Eternity. You'll be able to see this movie on November 29th. It's from A24. It stars Elizabeth Olsen, Callum Turner, and Miles Teller. It felt like an eternity spent in hell. It wasn't very fun, and it wasn't very good, and I didn't really like it. The best part about this movie for me was John Early and Dave Joy Randolph, and I much would have rather had a spin-off show or a TV show or a movie, honestly, just focused on their characters. I didn't think pretty much any of this movie worked, but I was with a lot of people that thoroughly enjoyed this film. So this might be for you. Don't let me dissuade you. But hey, if you want to spend an eternity watching a movie, check out Eternity. Number 22, Ballad of a Small Player. This is a movie from Netflix that was the biggest disappointment for me of the fest. Remember how we talked about Conclave and how much we've fallen with Ralph Fiennes and The Coral? Well, we're here again because Edward Berger directed Ballad of a Small Player, and it was not great. Style over substance, the movie. Really not about kind of anything other than gambling in Macau, which is cool for a time being, but not for 2 hours. Number 21, The Man in My Basement. You remember how I mentioned that I watched a screener before I went to the festival and it kind of didn't count, but it definitely did count for my numbers at the festival? Well, this is the movie that I watched. It is on Hulu right now. You can watch it right now. It's not very good, but it's okay. It's got Willem Dafoe and Corey Hawkins doing essentially a stage play of sorts about a guy that goes to somebody's house and rents their basement for reasons unknown until the end of the film. It gets pretty dark, and it works best when Willem Dafoe and Corey Hawkins are on screen together. Unfortunately, they're not on screen together a whole lot. It's got good themes in its bones, racial and social injustices, and how that echoes throughout history, but it's pretty boring. Number 20, The Secret Agent. This movie releases on Netflix on November 6th and is a completely serviceable exploration of Brazil in the 1970s and their political climate and what that meant for living in Brazil and especially for refugees living in Brazil. The theme of all of these movies so far, kind of boring, and The Secret Agent is no different. Now we're moving out of the boring territory, in my opinion. Number 19 is Hedda. This movie had its world premiere at TIFF and will be on Amazon Prime on October 22nd, directed by Nia DaCosta, starring Tessa Thompson and Nina Haas. It is pretty good, albeit pretty predictable, and it ultimately loses steam by the back end of the film, but there are some gorgeous costumes, and there's guns, and there is sexual power, and it's fun. It's good. Number 18 is Rental Family. This movie also had its world premiere at TIFF and will be in theaters on November 21st. This stars Brendan Fraser as essentially just a really sad American that ends up being a kind of for-hire person in people's lives in Japan. And it is really sad for sure. The story doesn't really ultimately work for me. I found it really overly saccharine and really tugging on emotional strings on purpose, and I got a little offended at that, but it is Brendan Fraser being sad, and that works on a lot of people, and I think a lot of people will like this movie, and it has a lot of good stuff inside of it. It's also got a David Byrne needle drop. So there is that, but didn't work for me. Number 17, Wake Up Dead Man. This is another world premiere that happened at TIFF, another Netflix movie. You can see this on Netflix on November 26th. I was a little bit disappointed. I was a little bit bummed out, and I know things are not shaking out well. We're almost halfway through this list, and I've said I've been disappointed or let down by pretty much all of the movies so far, but I promise we're getting into good territory. It's a Knives Out movie. It's fine. It's totally okay. Daniel Craig is great as per usual, but I thought the A-list movie stars that are all of the secondary characters don't get nearly enough screen time, and the story is not investigated as much as it should have been. And I kind of liked Glass Onion more. Number 16, Poetic License. This is Maude Apatow's directorial debut, and it makes me believe in the power of Nepo babies just a little bit, just a tiny little bit, because she does cast her mom in this movie, Leslie Mann. We've got Cooper Hoffman in this film, and Andrew Barth Feldman. Cooper Hoffman, Andrew Barth Feldman basically fall in love with Leslie Mann in a college course that they are in. And Leslie Mann is a mom and has a family and is going through a rough time in her life, and madness ensues, and things get really funny and things get really weird. And it's a very pretty good, but I don't know, very good, but pretty good directorial debut. I thought it was funny. I think it is a good movie. And when this comes out, I think people will really kind of enjoy this. And I think it'll become a comfort comedy movie to a lot of people very early on. Number 15, Bad Apples, another school-oriented movie, actually. Think of Prisoners. Yes, that Prisoners meets a true comedy movie, and Saoirse Ronan. And there you have Bad Apples. It basically explores the idea of what happens when one of the bad apples in a classroom goes missing. How does the community react? How does the teacher, Saoirse Ronan, react? How do the children react? And what do they do when they find out the deep, dark, disturbing truth of what has been happening? It's really funny, and it's pretty dark. It doesn't all work, but it is entertaining. Number 14, Roofman. I was at the world premiere of this new Derek Cianfrance film coming out on October 10th, starring Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst. Peter Dinklage is in this film. This is a great movie. This is a truly good movie. It is very entertaining. It is very heartfelt. Kirsten Dunst did not need to go as hard as she does. Channing Tatum, maybe his best role ever. Just saying, just throwing that out there. It is funny. It is entertaining. It's going to do really good box office numbers. I really enjoyed this movie, and it was really cool to be in the world premiere crowd for this. Number 13, The Testament of Anne Lee. Super duper honesty time. I was a little bit underwhelmed with this movie. Directed by Mona Fassfeld, who is married to Brady Corbet, who directed The Brutalist. You can definitely tell that they see the world in similar ways and want to tell these big, epic historical stories in very similar fashions. The music is really good. The choreography is really good. Amanda Seyfried, really good. Will be a very big player come Academy Award season. But I just think the parts of the movie work individually, and they didn't coalesce into a very successful project for me as a whole. Now, I will say that there's a little bit of an asterisk here, because the press screening that I went to did start off by showing the 70mm print of this film, only for it to go awry about 20 minutes into the movie, and they switched to the DCP, or the digital rendering of this film, which was much brighter and lacked a little bit of grain and depth that I'm sure Mona and team wanted us to experience in the film format. So there was that, but Testament of Anne Lee, I need to see it again. Number 12, Surat. This movie won the jury prize at Cannes, and deservedly so. Think of A24's Climax, but in the desert, and also darker and kind of scarier. Basically, a son and a dad go out to the desert where raves are happening to search for some member of their family, and things go awry, and things happen in the desert. And it is the ultimate don't know anything before you see this movie, because the oohs and ahs and gasps and shucks that happened at the movie, unbelievable. Number 11, Sacrifice. This movie also had its world premiere at TIFF. I was lucky enough to be at that screening with Chris Evans and Anya Taylor-Joy and the entire team behind this film. Think of Ruben Östlund in terms of the kind of eco-satire themes that he tackles in Triangle of Sadness and a lot of other movies that he does, but maybe just not as good. I had a fine time with this movie. I actually think it's pretty good. It is a movie of like a first half and a second half, it really feels like, so it doesn't really kind of conjoin to make an entire project that is as successful, in my opinion, as the Triangle of Sadness, a guy who likes that movie, but there are good things in Sacrifice. I think it's really funny, and if you're holding on to Chris Evans stock after Materialists, like this guy, your stock is going up, baby. Your stock is going up. Number 10, It Was Just an Accident. This movie won the Palme d'Or out of Cannes and was filmed illegally in Iran by director Jafar Panahi. And it follows a guy who believes he has found one of his torturers from the time that he was in prison. He abducts his torturer, and then things are maybe not as they seem. It is really funny, very darkly funny. It is really powerful, has an incredible final sequence that will stay with you, has stayed with me since I saw it at the festival. Festival and will hopefully be a big contender in international feature film during the Academy Awards season. This is a must-see movie this year for sure. Number 9, No Other Choice. No matter how convoluted this movie does get by the end, and in my opinion, it does get a little bit convoluted, Park Chan-wook on some real sicko shit in this movie. He's got cross dissolves every single which way. He's got sequences and scenes back to back to back to back that echo thematic resonance of the diabolical hold that corporate America has over our lives and the world at large. This movie is really, really sicko funny and might be Park Chan-wook just sending it full send, the best he's ever done. This is a banger. Number 8, Silent Friend. This is a breakout hidden gem of the fest for me. It tells 3 separate distinct stories in 3 separate distinct time periods throughout human history that all revolve physically and spatially around a tree in a German campus university. And I know that sounds lame. Ethan, why would I watch a 2.5-hour movie that revolves around what a tree sees and experiences? But trust me, it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Number 7, Charlie Harper. If you like Blue Valentine, if you like Before Midnight, if you love it when someone takes a frozen pickaxe and obliterates your heart to a million little bitty pieces, you'll love Charlie Harper, like I did. I cried. I loved it. I thought it was great. It just follows a couple in their 20s that get together and are essentially doomed from the start, and they don't become who they want to be as a couple, as individuals, and they are recounting those stories through a non-linear fashion, which I think was a really nice turn for this movie. This is really nice. Number 6, Hamnet. I won't say very much about this movie because the hype is real, and it will be a big movie that we're going to be talking about for a very long time during Academy Awards season. You can check out this movie on November 27th. The final 15 minutes totally decimated me and every single person that was in my theater around me. Surprisingly, I was not crying the most. And for those of you that have watched my videos or know me, I cry a lot at particular movies. This is a beautiful, wondrous movie about grief and love and moving forward through our lives. Paul Mescal, Jesse Buckley, they're going to win some little golden statues for sure. Number 5, Tuner. Think Damien Chazelle kind of style and editing meets the coolness of Michael Mann, meets the dark descent of Quentin Tarantino. And you have Tuner, a movie about a piano tuner who gets involved in the dark underbelly of New York City because he can do certain things that not a lot of other people can do. And that's all I'll say about that. That's all I think is important to note. It is fast and quick and witty, and it is enduring, and it is a really good movie. It's just really entertaining. I was really locked in the whole time watching Tuner. Number 4, Sentimental Value. This movie has already been chosen by Norway to be its representative for the Best International Feature Film at the Oscars this year, and it won the Grand Prix at Cannes. This is the new movie from Joachim Trier. It is very much in the vein of The Worst Person in the World, the movie that he made prior to this, only it kind of opens the door on how we change our lives deep into our lives by having a relationship between a dad and his 2 daughters. So we get the sister dynamic, we get the father-daughter dynamic, we get a singular dynamic in these characters. It's very, very good. It's very heartbreaking. It is definitely not like an entertaining watch, I wouldn't say by any means, but this is a good movie that has stayed with me for quite a while that I'm very much looking forward to rewatching. Number 3, Erupka. Think Frances Ha meets Cleo from 5 to 7, but make it brat because it stars Charlie XCX. This movie is exactly that. Frances Ha, my favorite movie of all time. I love Cleo from 5 to 7. That type of movie about moving through life and trying to understand who you are and who you love and why you do those things is really important to me. And this 71-minute movie, yes, 71 minutes only, it does that, and it basically follows Charlie XCX as she travels, and every time she meets with a particular person, a volcano erupts, and she takes that as a kind of fated sign that they are destined to be together. And then maybe that's not the case as people start to question her and relationships in her lives start to open up and maybe be not what she wants them to be. It's really good. It's really funny. I love the style of this movie. I am a huge fan of Erupka, a movie that at time of recording has no distributor, so I have no idea when you'll be able to see it or I can see it again. Number 2, Sound of Falling. This movie was acquired by Mubi out of Cannes, so I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to see it come December. But this is a big movie. This is a capital B big movie, similar to Silent Friend in a lot of its thematic adventures. It takes 4 distinct time periods following 4 distinct girls as they are raised on a farm in northern Germany, and how all of those time periods and stories and lives interconnect and overlap. It tackles a lot of really intense, dark, confrontational things that are really important. This is one of 2 movies that I gave 5 stars to out of TIFF. I really wanted to see it a second time while I was at the fest. Unfortunately, I didn't get to, but I'm really hoping I can again soon. This is an important movie. Again, a very big capital B movie. Number 1, Train Dreams. This movie is out on Netflix on November 21st and was my favorite movie of the fest by far and away, not even close. And ironically, was the last movie of the fest that I did watch. 5 stars wholeheartedly, and has found its way into my letterbox for favorites. I liked it that much. I'm not kidding. I'm not messing around with this movie. And you may think that I have festival brain and then I'll come down off of this at some point in time, but I will not. I promise you, because I can't really even think about this movie without starting to cry or get really, really, really sad. It follows Joel Edgerton, who is a logger in the 1920s, and his life and what happens in his life and how life happens to us and what we inflict on people and the world around us and what we do with circumstances that may be out of our control. It's really, 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 really good. It is written by the same person that wrote Sing Sing. So if you like that style of script, you'll probably love this movie like I did. This is a really, really perfect movie. So there you have it, all 25 movies that I saw at TIFF ranked, because of course, what fun would that be if I didn't rank them? Have you seen any of these movies? Are you planning to see any of these movies? Which ones are you most excited to see? Drop a comment below and let me know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing some more TIFF coverage as the weeks go on, and let me know what kind of movies, reviews, anything that you want to see from me in the future as well. See ya.